All right, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday the 15th, and we are going to chat a little bit about just making customer care calls, making calls for bookings. This is kind of like a booking blitz. So the fun thing about a booking blitz is just to kind of come together, share ideas, kind of get into that mode of let's get excited about picking up the phone and making phone calls, right? Now, of course, you can book parties via the phone. You can book parties via texting or Facebook messages. And I would recommend doing at least a couple of different ones. I want to challenge everybody to actually pick up the phone. Now, every single one of you have done at least a couple of parties, right?
Yes.
So you have like past customers, two parties, as you know, you have some customers that you can call. But and I know actually from the ones that are on here, well, even Amanda, I mean, none of you have been on with Paper Chef for over a year. So it's not like you can go back to your last January host or your last February host, which is something that you're going to want to do eventually, you know, where you'll be able to kind of rebook your last host. So what I want to talk about today is just some ideas, and I want to hear from you guys too. I want to share a couple of ideas, and I also want to talk a little bit about just following up, okay? Because sometimes I know I'm guilty of it. I think a lot of us are guilty of sometimes we make phone calls, and if we don't have a system to track the ones that we've called and when we're supposed to call them back, then sometimes people, you know, you can kind of lose that contact or not necessarily be as thorough in following up, okay? Now, did you guys know, well, first of all of you, I'm guessing you all have the list of 100. Did you guys all, the launch list, it's called on PCU now? And Morgan, I see that you're on, if you have on the bottom left a little icon that says stop video and it has a line through it, if you could click on that, then we'd be able to see you. Okay, how many have a launch list? Okay, how many have called or contacted every single person on your launch list? No? Okay, that's a good place to start, is your launch list. Hi, Morgan. That's a good place to start, is your launch list. I would recommend that you all print out the January and February host bonus. I always like to have them sitting near me when I'm calling, just so I know what's accurate. And I'll be able to say something like, of course, when you're talking to somebody on the phone, they're not seeing you. So I might say something like, hey, Morgan, this is Christy with Pampered Chef. Do you have just a few minutes to chat? Another line that I heard from my friend Lisa Noto, she's a top seller. She always says, hey, Morgan, it's Christy with Pampered Chef. Is this a bad time to talk? Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of saying, is this a good time? You know, they might say, well, no, not really a great time. But if you say, is this a bad time to talk? Chances are, unless they're like, well, they probably, if they're in the middle of changing a diaper or, you know, they're normally not going to answer the phone. So normally if they're actually answering the phone, it's going to be hard for them to say, oh yeah, this is a bad time to talk, but I answered the phone anyway, right? So that's something that you can always start the conversation with, okay? Now, how many would like to get at least another 1 or 2 January parties? Okay. And I would too. I have like Monday the 23rd. I would really love to get booked. And that's, you know, that's what, 8, 10, 9 days away. I guess 8 days away, but totally can do that. So first have what dates you want booked. If you want to do a live party, if you want to do a virtual party, that's even quicker. I mean, you could book a virtual party today for Wednesday or Thursday. Honestly. Now, how many of you guys do you guys do the 1 hour virtual parties, or do you do this 5-day or 7-day?
I usually do an hour or 3 days.
Okay. And that's kind of what I like too. I think for me, I kind of lose attention.
Like a video.
Say
like
again.
If I do an hour one, I usually do a live, like where I'm preparing a recipe.
Where you actually do like a Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And then
Do you do the Facebook Live for the whole hour, or do you do some posting?
yeah, it usually lasts the hour, and then after that, I end up putting like my booking slides and like recruiting slides. But I do talk about like the recruiting and how Pampered Chef has helped me when I'm live.
All right. I love that. I love that. So we can have a whole nother video. We'll have Amanda do that on how she does her Facebook Live. But what I want you guys to realize is look at your calendar first. Figure out what days do I want to book live parties, what days do I want to book virtual parties, and have those in the forefront. So that way when you're going through and you're calling people, you're going to be able to have those up to date. And you could even say, those dates out loud. Hey, I'm really looking for, or I just had an opening for Monday the 23rd, and I would love to treat you. Okay. So you guys share with me what you're excited about for January, really in January and February, as far as what's exciting for hosts.
The double free.
Double free. And you want to phrase it like this: January hosts can earn double free.
Yeah.
Because not every January host gets it because they got to get to that 650 level. But every January host can earn double free. And then if they don't, they're going to work hard for the double free. Because if you say, oh my gosh, you know what, you're at $450 right now, that's fantastic. You have $55 to spend. But you know what? If you get another $200, which is about 4, 5, 6 orders, you're going to get $230. You can work a little hard to get a few more orders, right? But they also obviously get these fantastic deals too, where they can pick one of those bonus buys. So let me back up. How are you guys going to present your excitement to your hosts? It's quiet. We have lots of newbies on here too, so I don't want to put you guys on the spot, but I know you guys have excitement with your business, and I know you've had parties, you've had happy hosts, right?
Yes, I just closed 2 parties a couple days ago, and they just hit 650, and the hosts were ecstatic. Like, it was the best thing ever. I was like, this is why I love doing this, is so I can give them so much free stuff.
Isn't it exciting?
Yes. So I'm like, just a couple more orders, and I don't know. I think my excitement over the whole deal just transfers over to them so easily.
Yes, it really does play off of each other. That's why I think something like this can kind of be good right before you make calls or contacts, because we can feed off of each other and we can get each other excited. Because I love it when a host goes, I get this, and I get 60% off of this, and you're like, you get the whole shebang. And then anything else, 25, 30% off. What? And then next month when you go to your friend's party, you get a 50% off item and 10% off of anything else. What? Yeah. Next Christmas you have 10% off anything that you're buying from Pampered Chef. It's really exciting, all that they get. And honestly, I have never seen a more generous host program from any company, ever. Ever. I have Mary Kay friends that offer a 10% discount for a year when somebody hosts a party because they like it so much. But they have to pay for that 10% discount. Their company doesn't. So I will say I've seen over the years other friends and other companies kind of emulating what Pampered Chef does. So be thankful for that. So, if you're one that maybe you're not going to remember all the details of the benefits, make sure you have your catalog handy that has your grid right there, so you can tell them. Now, another recommendation as you're making calls, and the reason I like to have these here is because I can say, let's just talk about who we're going to call. You guys tell me who are on your list. Hopefully you guys made a list maybe last night while we're waiting for the snowstorm. Those of you that are in Kansas City, that really never happened. Who are people that you kind of listed to call? And you don't have to give me specifics, just like, and I know a lot of you are new, so hopefully the launch list is one of your main things, but who else could you call?
I'm really focusing on past customers so that I can also just follow up with them and see how they're liking their products, making sure that they got them out of the packaging and are using them, and just kind of following up that. And then I'm going to follow up with, I'm going to lead with that and then say, hey, just so you know, with January, hosts can earn up to double free products. So this would be the perfect time to host a party if that's something that you're wanting to do.
I love it. I love it. So any past customers. So even customers, for those of you that just started in the last couple months, even customers just right before Christmas, you could call them, hey, did you have a good holiday? Did you be able to use your products, or if you bought gifts, that kind of thing. And just ask questions. So we'll talk a little bit about what questions you can ask. But like Amanda said, have you had your stuff out of the box? Do you have any questions? Do you need a recipe? Those are all good things that you can ask. Okay, those of you that don't have a lot of past parties, you might be like, okay, I got like 12 people I can call. So who else can you call? Have you guys been making posts on your Facebook wall? Maybe you try out a recipe at home and you post it, or maybe you have a fun picture like the spiralizer and you post something on your wall.
Yeah, I at my sister's cooking show last Saturday, we made the zucchini bruschetta chicken pasta.
So good.
And so everyone loved it. So then I posted that on there and saying that we used the spiralizer, and then also mentioned that you get it at 60% off for hosting in January.
That's awesome. Now, did you do that on your main wall, Brie, or was that?
Yeah.
That's great. You guys, when you're at parties, try to take a picture. And then post it on your main wall, or if you're doing a virtual party, maybe take one of the pictures that really people liked and put it on your main wall. And then here's my thought. You can still post any of these items on your wall, in the next week or so. People that comment or like those items are great people to call if you have their number. I honestly don't have the phone numbers for every one of my Facebook friends, but if you don't have their phone number, that would be a message to send. Hey, Bree, I saw that you really liked that spiralizer post I made. Have you thought about getting some friends together? I'd love to come and teach you and your friends how easy this is to use. And you can get that instead of $62, January, you can get it for under $25. Oh my gosh, it's such a deal. That's better than the one that doesn't work you can get from Amazon. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly. So
I paid the full price for it almost too.
What was that?
And I paid almost the full price for it maybe I got 20% off.
Yeah, the one that goes horizontal, is that the one you have? That kind of.
I have that one, but I also got the real spiralizer.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen various ones where, and this is the only one I've owned. So, but the neat thing about having this in front of you is that you can say, oh my gosh, instead of $68 for that salad spinner, you can get it for $27.40. I mean, it's amazing. So, and then of course, February, here's the thing I want to make sure that, that we all keep in mind is that if you've got somebody on the phone or you've got somebody engaged in a conversation on Facebook or text, you don't want, you really, 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 especially if they're interested. Obviously, if they say, no, not for me, I don't want to do it, I'm not interested, you're not going to keep going. But if they're like, well, I can't really do January, you know what? No worries. You've seen me post pictures of soups and chicken fajitas and things in my rock crock, haven't you? Oh my gosh, in February, that rock crock that I use all the time, that's normally $139, you can totally get in February when you have some friends together for $55.60. It is a steal, and you're going to have that right here. Oh my gosh, that brand new extra large one. I know you have a big family. It's an 8-quart, and instead of $250 when you get some friends together or we do a virtual event, you get it for $100. You cannot go wrong. You see what I'm saying? So having these in front of you where you can not just say you get 60% off of any rock, because first of all, most people aren't necessarily going to know the prices of the rock crocks, and they're not going to do the math in their head to figure out what it is. So when you can say, oh my gosh, instead of $139, which I would pay double because I use mine so often, it saves so much time, you can get it for $55 and some change. Okay? So I love Amanda's calling past customers. Definitely follow up with people and go back through on Facebook. And anybody who's, commented on one of your Pampered Chef posts or liked a picture or liked a recipe or asked for a recipe. I just did chicken tortilla soup last night. And of course I took a picture of it in my rock rack and I put it out there on my Facebook, and I had people immediately asking for the recipe. And so I did post it. And when you post a recipe, especially if it's a Pampered Chef recipe, girls, make sure you go to your website, search the recipe, and then copy that link. So for instance, if you go to my wall and you can see that link that I shared in the comments of that post last night, don't just copy and paste what I did, because you'll see my name in there. Because it's from my website. So go to your website and copy the link on that, because that's going to direct people to your website when they go to get the recipe. And the website's designed where if they're looking at a recipe, it's going to show them the products used, and it's going to kind of entice them that way. Okay. So anybody who's commented on a recipe or things like that, what are some things you could say to follow up with somebody who commented or asked for a recipe?
Ask if they've made it yet, or did you like it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they've tried it out. Yeah, you might say, "Oh my gosh, Bree, did you try out that recipe that I posted? I know you were interested. I shared that recipe. Have you made it yet?" Chances are they're going to say no, especially if it's just a few days. They could surprise you. So you know what we should do? Oh my gosh, it would be so much fun. Get some of your friends together. Have you thought about getting some of your friends together? I'll come show you guys how to make it. And then, in addition to learning a fun recipe and having a fun girls' night, you'll get free products. In fact, January hosts can earn double free, plus 60% off of some of our favorite, products, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So try to tie in interest. Now, I'm going to show you guys something that let's see, where is it? Okay, I may have to, okay, wrong screen. Hold on. I'm trying to screen share. I just saw, and I will find it and I'll upload it on our page. But there is a little link right here. Do you guys see this? Can you guys see this is full service call script?
Mm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where did you find that?
Do you guys see it on here?
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually on Pampered Chef, and a friend of mine had it. In this Evernote that she has right here. And when I pulled it up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to show you guys these out of the box calls. There's also customer care calls, scripts. So I'm going to share some, or at least share the link of how to get to it. But the full service, as I was looking through this, I was like, this would be totally good to use, especially like Amanda said, for past customers. I'm so, it says, I'm not sure if you remember me, but we met at so-and-so's party, or, hey, we connected. I'm the consultant that did so-and-so's virtual party, things like that. But you can kind of use this. I always recommend when you have a script, first of all, I always recommend using a script, because in that way, for me anyway, it helps me to stay focused and not get off on tangents, when I can tend to do. But I think it's always important when you're doing that to read through it first. And even just take a red pen or whatever and kind of highlight, change things out so they're more like what you would say. And then that way you have a guideline. But I like the order of this. You're introducing yourself, and then you're going to go first, with options of, our recipes are great, You're offering the business basically. And then here's what they say. Here's what you say if they say yes. Here's what you say if they say no. And so it kind of is a nice little worksheet to kind of work through. I will say one of my favorite lines too is, especially when you're calling somebody, I don't want to say random, but random, so for those of you that maybe just calling somebody from your launch list, or maybe if it's been a couple years, like in my case, there's some people I'm like, oh, I should follow up with these girls from this party. It was such a fun party. I can't believe it's been like a year and a half since I've really connected with this group. So you might just say something like, you know, hey, Jill, it's Christy with Pampered Chef. Am I catching you at a bad time? Usually, no, they'll usually say something like, no, but I just have a couple minutes. I promise I won't take long. Hey, I know this might be totally out of the blue, but I had such a fun time with you guys at Amanda's party. And I was thinking it would be fun to have you on my team. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? You're telling them right away, hey, it's out of the blue, right? Have you ever thought about doing something like this? Again, kind of out of the blue. Chances are they're going to be like, really? No, I haven't. I mean, you might get the person that says, yeah, I kind of have, because we're after Christmas. People are looking for extra income or whatever. But either way, if you start with offering the business, have you ever thought about doing something like this? You can say, then if they say, no, say, well, you know what? If you haven't been to a party since we were at Amanda's, that's been over a year ago. You wouldn't believe the fun new products and recipes we have. And in fact, January hosts can earn double free. You see where I'm going with that? So you can take it from an out of the blue call. Ask them if they've ever thought about doing something like this. Those of you that are local here in Kansas City, you can certainly invite them to our recipe night, which is at my house on the 18th, next Wednesday. So that's what I plan on doing today too, as I'm calling people. If it's been a while since you've been to a show, oh my gosh, come to my recipe night. This will be so much fun, right? So, because at recipe night, we will be just making a couple recipes, at least one recipe, using the new kit and stuff. So, but I would recommend for every one of you, if you have not already done so, host your own January party. Okay. And here's what I would do. I would open your calendar, and I did my own January virtual party. I would open your calendar. I'd figure out your date that you can do one before you even pick up the phone to call. And here's why. Because you have that date in mind. Hey, this may be out of the blue. You're calling. Instead of recipe night, say, you know what? I'm actually hosting a fun mystery hostess party. And by mystery hostess party, basically means you're going to be giving away some of the product. Doesn't have to be all the product that you give away. Because I know as new consultants, it's always good to get some new free product yourselves and add to your kit. But by doing a mystery host, you can offer some free products. You can offer some half-price items. You can offer the 10% discount for a year. You know what I mean? So whether you do an in-home party of your own or a virtual party of your own, I would really, really challenge each person on our entire team. So even if you're watching this on a recording, to host your own party in January. Okay? What do you guys think? Everybody's kind of like, I don't know about that. Look at everybody.
So how, I guess and I can look on the website and stuff, but how do you offer them free just like take it out of your own party?
Okay, that is a great question. Okay, so what I like to do is everybody who places an order, gets an entry for the free product. Okay. And basically what you're doing is you're going to, usually if you're just giving one or two, doing one or two winners of those products, then I will make the hostess's name, I'll change the hostess's name to Bree, or I'll change it to Brianna, and I'll do like a co-host. And then they're getting the free products from the host rewards.
Oh, so change the host name for myself to them.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you're going to kind of give everything away. Now, maybe you keep yourself the host, and then you make the co-host. Maybe Jill wins the co-host, and so the co-host is Jill, and so she's going to have that 10% discount for a year because you're adding her email address in there. And then maybe she gets the half price item too, or maybe she gets to pay out $20 free. Or maybe she gets $50, depending on how you're going to change it. So then that way you can keep some of the benefits too. So you can just maybe say the mystery host is going to have a 10% discount for a year. She's going to be able to get one of these bonus buys at 60% off and choose $25 free, or however you're going to break it up. But that's how I've done it. Now I have a friend that she might do several different names, and then she keeps a spreadsheet so that way when the co-host order comes in, she knows how to separate it up for everybody. And then they make arrangements. I mean, that would work better if it's where everybody's local, because then the free stuff ships to or you can work out, they can come get it, or you can meet up with them somewhere to get it. So good question. Okay.
And then how do you determine who the mystery hostess is?
And that's a good question too. I'm going to make note of things I need to post. I'm going to post that little script, and I can kind of take from things I've done in the past. There are a couple ways. You can offer, like if you're doing something in your house, I offer an entry or a ticket when, when they RSVP. If they bring a friend, maybe they get some extra tickets or extra entries. Maybe for every $25 they spend. So if they spend $75 to get the free gift, they got 3 entries for that order, right? And you can just either write up tickets. If it's a live one, it's kind of fun to write up tickets, and then you have them there. Or I've done it where I give them the number of tickets, and then they write their names on them. And then, and you could, even if you do a live one, have 3 different cups. Like maybe they're going to enter to win the 10% discount for a year, or they're going to enter to win the half price item, or they're going to enter to win $50 in free, or whatever it is, but then you kind of know what the sales are if it's live before you do the drawings, you know what I mean? So that's kind of fun. If you do a virtual, there is a website called random.org. Okay. And so I've done that where if it's a virtual party, I've put, written people's names on a piece of paper, and I literally am doing little tally marks next to them as they are engaging. If I'm doing if I do a game on the virtual party and they win the game, they get 5 extra tallies or whatever. And then when they order, they get, tallies according to what they order. And then, maybe Amanda was really, really interactive, and I just go through them, and Amanda, she had 26 tallies, so 1 through 26 is all Amanda. And then, Bree was, she was, here she was doing a little bit. She had an 8, so 27 through whatever 8 is after that, so I am assigning, basically each person has a set of numbers. And on random.org, you can do basically say pick a number between 1, and you put however many numbers you have. There was one virtual party, I had 400 and some tally marks. It was kind of, I know, because it was there was a lot of people engaging, and there was a lot of ways they could earn them. And then that just picks a number from you, and okay, well, that's the range that Jill had, so she won the prize. Yeah. And honestly, if I do a virtual party, a lot of times, I kind of just pick the person that really engages, the person that was most engaging, that asked the most questions, that really was, I just pick them sometimes, if I haven't been good at really tallying things up. So
that's usually what
options free to do on that. Or if there have been times, there is an option on that random.org where you can just list people's names. Like if everybody just gets 1 entry in. I've done that before, on my Facebook page or group, VIP group, if I'm doing a little drawing, and I just put their name. And then once it generates, it just puts the name on the top. And so I'll just do a snippet off my computer where I can show them, hey, here's the winner, Does that make sense? Okay. Does anybody have questions? Where do I go for, what do I say, or what?
I started, I don't know, I already forgot who it was, but someone posted out there that they went through the alphabet on their phone and just texted everybody. So I started doing that yesterday.
Good.
And I heard back from one girl, not about that, but at least I made it personal enough that we were going to get together. Oh yeah, so we haven't seen each other in a while. Is it awkward or rude that whenever I go see her, take a catalog with me?
No, I don't think at all.
Okay.
And let's talk about this a little bit. If you haven't seen her in a while, probably you haven't seen her since you started Pampered Chef.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Okay.
Definitely not. And she just had a baby, so I could take a little baby gift and the catalog.
I think that's perfect. What do you guys think? Do you guys see where we're going here? She hasn't seen her friend in a while, made it personal. Amanda is the one that shared that tip. No, Beth
yeah.
is the one that shared the tip about the going through the alphabet. if you haven't seen somebody in a while, they're going to want to know what you've been up to, right? And what you're excited about, one of the new things that you're up to is the Pampered Chef. So I think that's totally fine to do that. And I mean, we're in a relationship business, honestly. So, I mean, I like the idea of the cell phone too. It's like, hey, who have I not seen in a while? Let's meet up in there or whatever, or Starbucks, and just kind of catch up. And it may not be that immediate party from the text where you have a party scheduled, but it might be. It might be where then you're bringing her a packet, for her party, So I do like that idea too.
Hey, can I add something on that too?
Yeah.
So Bree, as a new mom, my daughter Kennedy, she's 10 and a half months. When you take your catalog to your friend, I would maybe just put in like a recruiting brochure and say, hey, I know in my group there's a lot of new moms, and some of them are trying to, help out with daycare costs or want to be a stay-at-home mom with their babies. So if there's, if you have any questions about this, or, I know some people are supplementing their income, with maybe just doing virtual parties or something like that. Because I know I do a lot of virtual parties so that I can stay home more with Kennedy, just in the evenings and on the weekends and stuff. So you could always kind of frame it like that too. Because I know, and it's probably, just that I'm going through this personally, but I know like on Facebook, I'm always looking at people who are pregnant and, about to pop, and I ask them, hey, what are you going to do for, are you going to go back to work, or, are you going to be a stay-at-home mom? And then if they say that they're going to be a stay-at-home mom, I just say, hey, if you ever need like some extra income, you should think about doing Pampered Chef. I do a lot of parties just on Facebook, and it's really easy. You don't even have to leave your house. So I have like a couple of recruiting leads, in that area. So that's just kind of an idea. So.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Thank you.
It is. Yeah, it's super. And we do have a lot. I mean, Dawn just had her baby. You see that little baby, so cute, all that hair. She has a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old. And then this little baby. Isn't that fun? So it's like all the spectrums, whether they're first-time moms or, sometimes that second or third baby, And I love what you said too, Amanda, that, whether you're going back to work and just want to help offset daycare costs, because those can be extraordinary, or if you want to stay home, I mean, because it's not like everybody hates their job and wants to quit their job, so it's kind of given the option of both. Good. Any other ideas or any other questions?
Well, I think Megan posted out there too. Like my little sister's getting married in November, so I posted the bridal thing on her page. And then another friend is getting married, I think Mayish. So I'm going to see if she wants to. And then my boss just moved into a brand new home, so I was thinking, she'll want to maybe fill her new kitchen with new stuff too. So trying to get those types of leads. I think
that's yes. It's
also a good friend who likes to party and be with her friends, so everybody can get together and drink and make food.
That's right.
But those are all people I know.
So let's keep this in mind. And here's the thing: we can do a whole Zoom, and we probably will this week, about bridal showers, because this is kind of that time of the year. I've got like 3 or 4 of them that just I'm getting scheduled here in the next few months. But here's what I want you guys to know: we do offer bridal showers, so definitely offer those. We offer fundraisers. So offer those if you have you see somebody's going on a mission trip, or somebody's going on a sports camp, or, things like that. You can, that's another vehicle that we offer. And what Ray said too, like just moving into your house, housewarming parties are fun. Now, you don't necessarily need to know all the details of the how-tos when you're booking the party. But I will say, regarding bridal showers, I do like to use the Pampered Chef invitations. You can get them on the supply list, so you might want to order a pack. If you don't have a pack, just order 1 pack. They're like $5, because basically it kind of says the bride's gifts, or the bride's registry will be presented at the shower. So basically, don't buy a gift.
So it's not the postcard one.
It's
the postcard invite.
No, it looks like this. Sorry, I'm a mess. It looks, they come with envelopes. So they come with envelopes. In the front might be a little different, but so I guess it is kind of a postcard one, but it's not, you send it with envelopes. Like they come
Okay, so that's a nice one. Okay.
Yeah. So, and this might be an older version, but basically, it says, you'll get to choose a gift for the happy couple and something for yourself too. So it says it on there. Now I have had some because Pinterest and Etsy and all these fun little places, some of my brides or the people that are doing the bridal showers, they'll do their own. They'll want to do their own, but I always include, okay, you know what? I'm going to include one of our invitations just so you can kind of see the wording, because you want to word it. You don't want people coming in with like a Bed Bath & Beyond box to the shower. Because first of all, we don't have time to open gifts, and we want you to spend, money on Paper Chef gifts, right? So what I would recommend is just saying, let's go ahead and get, if somebody's interested, usually if you're on the phone with somebody and they want to book a bridal shower, they may not schedule the date that like today, because they may have to talk to a bridesmaid or the mother of the bride or whoever's doing the shower first to come up with a date, but it could be a firm lead to call back. Or you could say, maybe if it is the bride, say, well, hey, you know what? Do you have the name and number of who who's hosting the shower? It might be like mother-in-law's friend, or whatever, because I'd be glad to call them and get a date set, that would work for everybody. So the point is, don't feel like you have to know every single thing about bridal showers before you offer it, or about fundraisers. Just know that there can be a link that has the registry, that at the party, at the shower, you'll be sharing that list with people. And then after the shower, they can use like the wish list link that they can create. But you don't want them using I don't like them using the wish list link before the shower, because the wish list isn't attached to a party, and you want them to get the host benefits from the shower as well. So does that make sense? So I love that idea, Bree, of thinking about the different pockets of people. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Because I was thinking we'd do just a half an hour. We've got about 40 minutes, but I also want to answer questions because I know we've got some new people on the call. Okay. I'm on the call. Okay. No, he's like 6'2". Okay. Sorry. We had an extra kid over, and then okay. So any other questions? Are you guys excited?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited.
Now I know, okay, Amanda's at Wichita. You guys got ice. Bree, you're traveling. Are you traveling right now for work?
No, I'm at home. I leave tomorrow morning, or going to try to.
Now, are you in the Kansas City area?
Yeah, I'm in the Northland.
Okay, and Brianna, where are you? You're at school.
I'm still in Lincoln right now. I leave for Hayes tomorrow night.
Gotcha.
If the weather's good.
Jill's in Ohio, in Cincinnati. Morgan, where are you?
I'm in Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Nice state. My son went there. Okay. So none of you are here in Kansas City, but we've been what Bree is, but this for like days. They were out of school on Friday. We still have not gotten hardly a thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like bummed in a way, because I was like, we want everybody to be stuck at home so we could call them and get bookings. But we're still going to make calls and make contacts and reach out. So here's the thing. I'm going to start probably not at noon. Make sure my kids are settled. Make sure they have lunch. But Cowboys start at 3:40. The Chiefs don't start till 7:20. So my goal is to really just do at least a power hour, if not even more. If not, of actually phone calls. I'm going to try to actually make phone calls. And by power hour, I would really, that's just, it's cute, it rhymes. Even if you can't do a whole hour, I would really recommend trying to get a power hour portion of time into your schedule a few times a week. And here's the thing. If you're one that like, hey, I want to do one party each week, and you don't have a party scheduled this week, then, if you go to a party, or even if you do a virtual party, it's about an hour and a half or so of time by the time you're setting it up and, answering questions. take like half an hour or 45 minutes that night that you don't have a party, right? And try to reach out to customers and get more bookings. If you're one that wants to do 2 parties a week and you only have one, then one night this week, make phone calls, okay? It's really a matter of, if you treat your business like a business, it's going to pay. Treat it like a hobby, it's going to kind of pay like a hobby, right? And we want you guys, honestly, to be making money with your business. Obviously, you might feel like, oh, I need to get this extra product or this or that. That's when it's always a good time to host your own party, get a half-price item, get some free products, right? But really treat your business like a business. Look at your week. Joellen, and you guys, because most of you are long distance, I know Amanda was on, she had a piece of paper. Let me grab the scrap paper. So she had a piece of paper, and she had us all just fold them, the paper in thirds, and in thirds like this. You know, this is not the best scratch paper because I have Sharpie on it. But the idea is, you see the idea, right? So you've got 3 columns on this paper, all right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to think of 3 areas of your life, business being one of them, but maybe it's personal, like maybe it's family, and then and by family or household, this is a to-do list. So maybe it's family, maybe it's business, and if you work outside the home, maybe it's your other work. For Joellen, it was home and business and wedding, right? Because she's got the big wedding coming up. So whatever it is, for me, it might be my boys, household, and business. And so the idea here is to take and make a to-do list. Maybe Sunday night, like tonight, I want to throw this out here because tonight's Sunday. Tonight, sit there and look at your week. And if something pops into your head, if you write it down, then first of all, you're going to be more likely to remember it. It's also going to be a little freeing because you don't have to feel like you're constantly having this list in your head over and over again because you've written it down, right? It might still kind of go in your head a little bit if you're like me, but if you have it written down, at least you know where you can find it. And then I loved what Joellen said. She said, I pick 5 things a day because sometimes these lists can get really long and then they can get overwhelming. And sometimes people have a tendency that if the list is too long, you just put the list away and put it on lifetime. You know, like you're going to just like kind of like walk away from the list because it's too overwhelming, right? So what you'll want to do then after you have this list, and honestly, I would do at least 3 or 4 things or 5 from each category, right? I mean, even if it's something as simple as vacuum, you know, like some of those things where, you know, it does feel good to be able to check something off the list, you know, so if you write those things down and then each night before you go to bed, just kind of figure out what are those 5 things. It's funny because when she said that, because these Post-it notes I had for a long time, I don't know if you guys can read that, but do you see that? The 6 most important things to do today, because people know that, you know, if you have 10 or 15 things to do on your to-do list, it's kind of slim that you're going to actually do it, right? So I want to just challenge you guys, and maybe what you're doing is maybe each day you have a list of 3 people that you're going to call, okay? So use today to kind of practice, and maybe it's one of those things where if you're feeling a little nervous, start with the person that you expect nothing from, you know? Maybe it's your mom's friend's daughter, or, you know, I mean, whatever, somebody you have a contact for, and just kind of practice. If you want to, before you go, if you're feeling nervous, stand in front of the mirror before you actually make the phone calls. Take that little script and say it out loud a couple times, just so you're not saying it for the first time when you're talking to somebody. Okay?
I do have one more question.
Okay.
And I should have asked it earlier. So are there any like good, magical, solid Facebook posts to ask for hosts besides the, you know, January host specials, or, you know, without being too salesy? Yeah.
There are a couple pictures that I will post on our team page. Okay. The virtual party page, if you guys are not on that and want to be, just comment on our Facebook link and I can add you to that, because they have some really cute pictures. Sometimes it can be overwhelming because there is so much. And I would just caution by saying use some of the posts and ideas that they have. and don't get too caught up in a lot of the conversations, because sometimes it can, I mean, I know for me personally, sometimes I can be like, oh my gosh, I just spent 20 minutes when I went over here to get a picture, you know. But there's a really cute host wanted picture that you could put that host wanted picture along with like the little picture for the January host bonus.
Okay.
And like I said too, if you've got somebody engaged in a conversation, they can't do January, then go on to February. And let's say they can't even do anything until basketball season's over, you know, depending on what their kids are, sports they're in. Basketball season's over the first week of March, so go ahead and schedule them in the March. Okay? So you have them in a conversation and a dialogue, get them at least a tentative date on the calendar. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop the recording here. Thanks, girls, for a fun little chat. So